Today, we are going to talk about nervous system regulation as the foundation of the Paradise Path. This is the first step ground because you are not failing. You are exhausted, and it makes complete sense. If you have ever looked at your life and you've been confused by how heavy everything feels, even though you're doing everything right, I want you to pause here. If you have been following all the advice, you've shown up, you've done the work, you've stayed disciplined, you've stayed strong, and yet something inside of you still feels depleted, numb, or strangely disconnected, this is for you. Not because you need fixing, but because you have been carrying a weight that was never yours to carry. You are not broken, and you never were. We live in a culture that rewards pushing and suppressing and overriding our needs. Hustle culture, grind culture, optimize your life culture. All of it trained us to abandon softness and to see rest as weakness, to treat our bodies like machines that should just keep going. The real enemy isn't you, it's the system. Patriarchy taught us to distrust our bodies. Capitalism taught us that our worth is measured by our productivity. And productivity culture taught us that if we are tired, we just aren't trying hard enough. But even when we can name the enemy, we still have to live inside of the symptoms. We still wake up aching, craving something that we can't name, always on and never satisfied. And here is what nobody tells you. No amount of mindset work, manifestation, or discipline will ever fix a nervous system that doesn't feel safe. Welcome back to the Paradise Path series. In this video, we are going to be diving deep into nervous system regulation, the first step in the Paradise Path. This is where ancient wisdom meets modern science, where you will understand exactly how to recognize and treat chronic stress and burnout, and where you will discover a sense of safety that becomes the foundation of your best life and your highest self. This step is non-negotiable. You cannot skip this. You cannot build paradise on a nervous system that is stuck in survival mode. So let's begin. My name is Madeline Summers, and I have built my dream life, and I'm still building it every single day. But I didn't start resourced. I started broken, alone, depressed, hopeless, with no clear path forward. I was guided by intuition, by grace, by something greater than myself. And this path, the Paradise Path, has helped me over and over again. This is the path to our greatest self. This is the path of the goddess, the journey towards wholeness. Personal paradise is not something you earn. It is something you remember, something you return to. And it begins here with ground. Before we go any further, I want to invite you to soften right now. Not later, not after this video, now. Let your shoulders drop, stretch your neck gently from side to side. Take a slow sip of something hydrating, water, tea, whatever is near you. Let out a sigh or a hum. Whatever sound wants to come out. Soften your jaw, unclench your teeth. Feel your feet on the ground. I want to introduce you to two energies that will carry us through this entire journey. The first is softness, permission, nourishment, safety. And the second is curiosity, lightness, openness, play. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to get this perfect. You are allowed to take care of yourself while you are learning how to take care of yourself. That's not indulgent. That is sacred. So drop a comment below and let me know. What is your body craving right now? What does it need in this moment? Let's normalize listening. So let's learn what's actually happening in the body. Your nervous system is the command center of safety. When it's regulated, when we are inside what we call the window of tolerance, you can feel pleasure, joy, creativity, connection. You can be present. You can make decisions. You can feel alive. But when you step outside of that window, everything changes. And there are two directions that you can go. The first is hyperarousal. This is anxiety, urgency, irritability, panic. Your system is flooded, overwhelmed, on high alert. The second is hypoarousal. This is numbness, shutdown, disassociation. Your system has given up trying to fight, and it's protecting you by disconnecting you. Both states are survival responses. Your body is trying to keep you safe, but neither one is sustainable. And so here's what makes this so confusing. You can swing between both states in a single day, wired and exhausted at the same time, unable to rest, but unable to engage. If it feels like you don't recognize yourself anymore, if you look in the mirror and wonder, where did you go? This is why. You're not lost, you're just outside of your window. And your nervous system is doing everything it can to bring you back. Now, here's something important. Let's define stress versus stressors. Stressors are external. These are things that happen to you. A deadline, a conflict, a loss, an overwhelming schedule. Stress is internal. It's what happens inside your body as a response to the stressors. And here's the part that most of us were never taught. Stress is meant to move through you. It was never meant to stay. Think of it like a river. Water is flowing downstream, moving, releasing, finding its way to the ocean. It's powerful, it's alive, it's in motion. But what happens when you put a dam across that river? The water backs up, it pools, it stagnates. The flow stops. This is what we do with stress. We dam it, we push through, we stay strong. We keep going no matter what, and the stress gets stuck. It lives in your shoulders, in your jaw, in your chest, in your stomach, and over time it accumulates. Layer after layer after layer, until your body is carrying stress from years ago that never got to complete its cycle. That is what we are here to change. We are here to remove the dam and let the river flow again. So what is the stress cycle? In the book Burnout by Emily and Amelia Nagoski, they explain something powerful. Stress is not resolved by just rest alone. It's resolved by completion. Your body needs to know that the threat is over, that you survived, that it's safe now. And that happens through specific practices like movement, breath, sound, connection. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we complete that stress cycle so it stops living inside of you. Now let's talk a little bit about trauma, what it is and what it isn't. Because this word gets very misunderstood. Trauma is not weakness. Trauma is not only the big events like war, abuse, or catastrophic loss. Trauma is what happens when the nervous system gets overwhelmed beyond its capacity to cope. It's not about the event itself. It's about what your body couldn't process in the moment. Here are some different types of trauma and what it can look like. Shock trauma, a sudden overwhelming event. Developmental trauma, growing up without consistent safety or attunement. Traumatic grief, a loss that your system couldn't integrate. Betrayal trauma, a violation of trust by someone you depended on. Vicarious trauma, absorbing the pain of others, especially in a caregiving role. Intergenerational trauma, pain that is passed down through generations. Historic trauma, collective wounds carried by entire communities. Community trauma, shared experiences of violence, disaster, or oppression. Systemic trauma, living under systems that are designed to harm or exclude you. Living in a dysregulated culture is traumatic. You don't have to survive something extreme to be carrying trauma. Sometimes just trying to survive in a world that demands constant productivity is enough. And so what happens? Burnout. Burnout is the outcome. Burnout is what happens when chronic stress and uncompleted cycles collide. It is not just exhaustion. It affects your hormones, your immune system, your digestion, your mood, your creativity, your desire, your ability to feel joy. And the statistics are staggering. 74% of Gen Z report feeling burnt out, and 66% of millennials feel the same. This is not an individual failure. This is a systemic crisis. And if this many of us are exhausted, maybe the system, not you, is the problem. So what are we actually working towards here? What does regulation look like? What does it feel like? The goal of the ground step is simple: regulation, integration, coherence, and resilience. But let me tell you what that actually means in your body. It means feeling satisfied, not constantly chasing the next thing. It means feeling nourished, not depleted. It means feeling fulfilled, not empty. Safe, and not always bracing for impact. Alive, not just surviving. Playful, not rigid. Free, not trapped. This is what a regulated nervous system feels like. And here's what I need you to understand. This step is a non-negotiable. You cannot skip this. because nothing sustainable is built on an unregulated nervous system. You can have all the goals, all the plans, all the dreams that you want, but if your nervous system doesn't feel safe, none of it will stick. You'll build momentum and then collapse. You'll make progress and then burn out. You'll try again and the cycle repeats. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because the foundation is not there. So we start here with ground, with safety, with the body coming home to itself. If that was a lot, I want you to just take another breath, just sigh it out, take a drink of water, feel your feet on the ground. This is a lot. Coming home to yourself after being away for so long, it can be scary. It can be dysregulating in itself. So if you need to pause and come back to this video later, I totally understand. If you need to just take a minute, sigh it out, shake it out, do whatever you gotta do, I'm with you, I'm here, let's keep going. So let's talk about, how do we actually do this? How do we regulate? How do we complete the stress cycle? How do we tell our bodies that it's safe? I'm going to give you a category of practices. These are not rules. These are not obligations. These are options. Because here's the thing about trauma-informed work. Choices create safety. Your body needs to know that it has agency, that you get to decide. So I'm offering you tools and you get to choose what feels right. So the first category is breath. Slow, rhythmic breathing. Deep belly breaths. Box breathing. Inhaling for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, holding for 4. Breathing tells your nervous system we are okay. You can't take deep breaths if you're being chased by a tiger. We're not running, we're not fighting, we are here and we are safe. Category 2 is the 5 senses. Sight. Look around the room and notice 5 things that you can see. Sound. What do you hear right now? Touch. Feel the fabric of your shirt, feel your feet on the ground. Taste. Sip something slowly and really taste it. And smell. Light a candle, step outside, notice the air. Your senses will ground you in the present moment. They pull you out of the past and out of the future and into now. And now is where safety lives. Category 3 is movement. Shaking, stretching, walking, dancing. Movement helps complete the stress cycle. It tells your body the threat is over and we can release now. You don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to do intense workouts. Just move. Let your body express what it's been holding. Category 4 is expression. Crying, laughing, screaming into a pillow, singing, humming. Sound is medicine. It moves energy. It releases what's stuck. Give yourself permission to make noise, to let it out. Category 5 is affection or connection. Safe touch, a hug that lasts 20 seconds or more. Holding hands, eye contact with somebody that you trust, petting an animal. Connection is regulation. It tells your nervous system, we are not alone. We are safe with others and we belong. Category 6 is faith or a higher power. Trust, surrender, prayer or meditation. Connecting to something greater than yourself. Meaning making. This is where we remember that we are held, that we are a part of something bigger, that we don't have to carry everything alone. Category 7 is creative acts. Singing, writing, dancing, drawing, cooking, creating anything. Creativity is regulation. It gives your nervous system something to focus on that isn't threat detection. It reconnects you to pleasure, to play, to aliveness. We will also dive deeper into this in step 4 of the Paradise Path, which is create. And here's something I want you to remember. These practices are not chores. They are nourishment. They are pleasure. They are joy. They are sacred. And you don't have to force them. Consistency over intensity. Small moments over grand gestures. Choose what brings you ease. That is how regulation happens. I see this over and over again in my work. People who have tried everything, therapy, meditation, discipline, new routines, and nothing stuck. Not because they weren't capable, but because safety wasn't established first. The moment we start with ground, everything changes. Because you're not building on quicksand anymore. You're building on solid ground, and that makes all of the difference. If you have tried everything else and nothing stuck, this is the piece that you are missing. Not willpower, not motivation, safety. In the next video, I am going to walk you through a guided grounding and healing practice. We are going to use sound healing, deep nervous system regulation, a practice you can return to again and again whenever you need to come back to your center, to your window of tolerance. This isn't just theory, this is practical. This is embodied. This is where you begin to feel the shift. So please subscribe to continue on the paradise path and drop a comment down below. What does safety feel like in your body, or where is stress living in your body? Let's normalize naming it, and let's normalize tending to it, because paradise isn't something you earn. It is something you return to. And it starts here with ground, with safety, with coming home to yourself. Welcome back to your return to paradise.